Thank you, Mayor. Welcome to Apache Junction, State of the City. We are glad you're here. Let's get this started. We're here to share not just accomplishments of the past year, but also showcase some examples of how we take care of our community, you. First up, some economic development accomplishments. In 2018, we saw an awesome surge in rooftop development, with an estimated 800 new homes coming online and continuing into 2019. Commercial growth came in strong right behind housing. Last year, we were celebrating Fry's relocation and expansion. We talked about the efforts to fill in the space left empty. Shortly after our State of the City in 2018, we announced that Ross and Goodwill would fill in 2/3 of that space. We also saw two major brand name tire corporations bring new facilities into AJ, bringing new jobs and economic growth to our downtown. In our local restaurant market, we saw expansion at the Handlebar and new ownership at Los Gringos Locos, Forever Asian Food, and Dirtwater Springs. In regional news in 2018, Gateway Airport is finally becoming the regional job and economic driver that was promised years ago. Mayor Sturdy was made president of the Gateway Board in 2018, and during the year saw considerable regional economic growth, including the expansion of Able Engineering, additional travel destinations, record-breaking passenger counts, and the Federal Trade Zone designation for expedited transfer of goods internationally. All this expansion and designations means more job growth and opportunities for our residents to work closer to home. The confidence of home builders and businesses to come into our community to live and do business is a direct reflection of many things, but none more important than our public safety mission to keep businesses and residents safe. In 2018, the AJPD did some investing in continuing its mission to serve and protect. Captain Arnold Freeman explains.
Thanks, Al. In 2018, your public safety agency, your police department, we upgraded to a Tier 1 public safety software that some of the largest agencies in the United States use at present. Software sounds kind of boring, but actually software does a lot of things. We have RMS, which is Records Management Service. We have CAD, which is Computer-Aided Dispatch, and our mobile portion allows the officers to have that information on hand right from their patrol car. That's where their office is. Most of you recently remember the 911 call at the high school where it was an active shooter call. That's one of the worst calls you could ever get in your life because of what goes through your mind on the way to that call. We train annually the entire department, and we also, our special operations unit trains multiple times each year just for those types of scenarios, for active shooter scenarios. The Apache Junction Police Department is a public service agency. We're committed to customer service. You are our customer. Also, we have four-legged customers in the city that we need to take care of from time to time that fall on bad times. The Paws and Claws Care Center falls under the police department. I'd like to take it down to Lori down at Paws and Claws, and she'll show you a few of those upgrades.
Thank you, Captain Freeman. My name's Lori. I'm the supervisor here at the shelter. I'd like to invite you in to take a look at some of the improvements that have happened with all the donations. This is one of our major improvements here. This is our new cat playroom. So this room was created with funds from a fundraiser. One of our volunteers had a fundraiser in her community, raised over $60,000 for the shelter. This room was built in honor of her cat Tucker, and it's now here to just be a wonderful room for all our cats to be able to play and interact. One of the big additions to our shelter this past year in 2018 is our new Paws and Claws transport van. We use this van to transport animals to adoption events. It allows us to safely transport not only the animals, but all of the equipment that we need to make our adoption events successful. So this area here is a huge work in progress for us here at the shelter. We are in the process of all new concrete being poured. They're actually working on part 2 today, but this allows the pets to have a safe, clean area to stand on when they're outside in the kennels. It's also improved our drainage now, and it makes it easier on the staff as well. So these doors were actually a new thing that we did this past year. These were solid doors, so you couldn't see what was going on in the kennels from the other side. You also couldn't see dogs coming and going. This has actually been a huge improvement for such a small thing. Now as we're walking dogs in and out, the public's coming in and out, we can safely see when a dog is coming through. So we avoid those dog-to-dog interactions that we're not prepared for.
I would like to thank the community, you specifically, for those of you that volunteer, for those of you that give monetary funds, donations, for those of you that give of your time. I want to stress to you that we could not do it without you. It's just not possible. With that said, I'll send it over to Al, and we'll go from there.
Public safety continues in 2019 to find ways to increase efficiency and effectiveness, and above all else, keep our community a safe place to live and do business. So far, we've shown you how we've grown economically and the continuing mission of keeping our community safe. Now, let's take a look at some other strides we made in 2018 to improve the quality of life in Apache Junction. With the addition of the Kachina sculpture, built and donated by renowned artist Merrill Orr, and the addition of a new wayfinding metal art on Idaho and Old West Highway, 2018 saw more public art brought into the community than ever. And also in late 2018, the City Council directed staff to begin the process to create a public arts commission with the goal of bringing more public art to Apache Junction. We had 2 new music festivals come to downtown. We had huge crowds at Earthheart Park for the Arizona Bluegrass Festival and at Flatiron for the Blues and Brews Festival. Speaking of parks, the City Parks and Recreation Department not only continued to provide substantial opportunities for health and recreation in the community, they received some prestigious accolades.
That's right, Al. Parks and Recreation took home 3 awards from the Arizona Parks and Recreation Association this last year. We took home Best Park in our population for our new Flatiron Park. The second award was for special events within our population size for our Ladybug Release event that happens at Earthheart Park in April. And the last trophy came home for our TGIF, Thank Goodness It's Friday program, which was an after-school program to meet the needs when our school was at a 4-day school week. In keeping our community healthy, the Multi-Gen Center had over 100,000 visits last year. And with those 100,000 visits came 90,000 miles that were traveled on our cardio equipment. Did you know that that's 3 times around the earth? That's our bikes, our ellipticals, and our treadmills. Way to go, AJ. We're so proud of you. In addition to that, we were able to offer over 1,000 different swim lessons at our pool with over 23,000 visits this summer. I can proudly tell you that in 2018, we were able to refinish the much needed pool deck at the AJ pool. And in 2019, you'll be able to enjoy a pool that has been replastered with a beautiful pebble sheen. We cannot wait to open this pool this summer. We also know that eating right is just as important as working out. Last year, we were able to serve 17,000 home-delivered and congregate meals for our senior population. Those meals are served in the Multi-Generational Center, which also offers recreational opportunities for seniors to be able to participate in as well, such as cards, bingo, line dancing, you name it, we've got it. Our oldest member we are serving is 98 years old. Parks and Recreation could not provide the services, the programs, and the facilities that it does without the backing of our amazing crews. We have a parks crew, we have aquatics crew, we have recreation crew. We have staff out there that are working 7 days a week to make sure that your parks, your programs, and your facilities are all brought to you in top-notch care. That's it, Al. Back to you.
Quality of life also includes improvements to infrastructure, and in 2018, we saw quite a few. Late in 2018, North Idaho Road from Lost Dutchman Boulevard to McKellips Road was completely rebuilt from the bottom up from Lost Dutchman Boulevard to McKellips Road. Our own Public Works Department installed a crosscut through the median on Old West Highway to allow customers a new entrance to the new Ross and Goodwill stores. Residents in the Palm Springs subdivision reached out to Mayor Surdy about the beautification of the median at Royal Prom Road. Through their efforts working with the city and their volunteer time and efforts, several trees and other landscaping were installed. And let's not forget the roundabout. It was controversial. The debate online was fierce. But in the end, the Arizona Department of Transportation and the city turned a dangerous intersection into a safe, attractive throughway to the lakes to the northeast and the neighborhoods to the east. Here are some of the other things that happened in 2018 and will be continued into 2019. Every 10 years, we as a community, by law, must re-examine our general plan. The general plan is basically a guiding document that is literally a roadmap for our future growth. Right now, the city is in the process of collecting data and inputs for this update, and you, our residents, will vote in August 2020 to approve it. You can learn more by visiting www.ajcity.net/GP2020. As we see it, the AJ Rodeo Grounds has the potential to become a top attraction for events and activities, and 2018 was a starting point for negotiating with the Bureau of Land Management to loosen the restrictions on our largest event facility, and we've seen some progress, although the work will continue in 2019. Are you ready for home rule in 2019? Well, don't worry, it's not happening, because in 2018, our residents voted and overwhelmingly passed Proposition 423, the permanent base adjustment. You will never see home rule again. What you will see is the ability for the city to grow intelligently. Yes, 2018 was a banner year for Apache Junction, and 2019 looks even better. Here are some of the things City Council will be working on in the coming year. Updates to the development and permitting fees, beginning the process to contract with a single-source curbside solid waste and recycling program. The council will also continue discussions regarding municipal water and sewer system ownership. There's lots to do this year, so let's get after it. Back to you, Mayor.